What is this place? Hardknott Roman fort.
Oh, she's wet.
Hardknott Roman fort. Sounds like a motorbike going up the pass. We just come down the pass. Car's parked at the bottom there. Pretty good. And this is a pretty big wall we've got going here. Let's have a look at that. It's thick. Oh, it's a sheep. Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? Could be Scarfell over there, I don't really know. We're close enough to pop over and have a look, aren't we? So we've got a little placky thing here. Go and have a look at this. Here we go. Horror, the granaries. All forts were provided with granaries to store the grain, which formed the main part of the soldiers' diet, although this was supplemented with a wide range of meat, vegetables, fruits and beer. Here are 2 granary buildings, both with access via Principals or Main Street. These long buildings had thick outer walls which were heavily buttressed, presumably to support the weight of their substructure and slate roof. The grain was probably stored in sacks or bins and had to be kept dry. This was achieved by providing the building with raised wooden floors supported on rows of piers, which you can still see to allow good ventilation. So we'll see granaries, some storage. There's even like a gap between the 2 for airflow, I guess, which is cool. Clever, these Romans, aren't they? We'll go down there and have a look at them, I think, as well. What's inside the granary? There's no grain left in there, though. Right, let's go and have a look down there. Headquarters building. Most important building within the fort and occupied the central position at the junction of 2 main roads. It's the southeast entrance. Gave access to a small open courtyard surrounded by a veranda. Beyond this lay a hall running the full width of the building. Towards the northeastern right hand end of this hall, a short projecting wall represents the remains of a tribunal, a platform which the commanding officer would have given orders the day and officiated over ceremonial and official occasions. Immediately northwest of this hall was a range of 3 rooms, the outer 2 of which were probably the pay and records office. Between the aids, what is that word? A temple, where the garrison standards, images of the reigning emperor and perhaps an altar were housed. Sheep now. Twigs up there. There must be some up there. We'll have to go and have a look at that bit. Hi, sheep. Let's go and have a look what this other plaque is. This is the commanding officer's house, I guess. There's not much of the building left, or I can't really tell. We'll have to put the drone up and see, but commanding officers were drawn from the upper levels of society. Some may have been accompanied on duty by their families, and all would have been expected to accommodate visiting officials. To reflect the officer's status and circumstances, spacious, higher quality housing was necessary. In contrast, the soldiers would have basic accommodation in timber barracks elsewhere within the fort. The commanding officer's house was large and single-storied, probably with rooms arranged around a central open courtyard, a design based on Roman townhouses. Here only one range of rooms and outer wall of a second survive. Ah, right, that makes more sense. That's why this just ends here. There's another thing there. Go and check that sign out. Commandant's house. So I don't know. I guess this was it. I guess the wall just came across over there, and this was all still inside the house then. And that's the walls that are broken. It's a nice view down there. We'll have a look at that view down the valley as well in a minute, I think. Might get a nice picture from over there, I think, near that sheep. Oh, it's a tower. The fort is square, with a small square tower at each of its corners. These would have projected above the wall and allowed good views along the adjacent sides of the fort as well as of the surrounding countryside. No doorways into the tower occur within the fort at ground level, so we may assume that access was from the walk-in which ran around the top of the wall. Oh. So is there anything in the tower? Nothing. Out in there. There's Maltesers all over the spot up here. Hello, sheepy. This sheep thinks we're coming for him. You're alright, mate, I'm going round. He's not bothered. Not even bothered. No plaques up here, but we know this is a tower anyway, don't we? Tower in all four corners.
narrow slate course, so this
Yeah.
bit, so everything below that is original, but it's been treated and reinforced to protect it further. Everything above it is what they've taken from other areas of the fort, like these bits, and put them up, but they've not exceeded 6'6", because that's the maximum height that they have any acknowledge, that they have any witness of it being, like, anyone's only ever seen it at 6'6", so they didn't build any higher than that because they can't say for sure that that's.
Yeah.
You imagine it was, but.
So all these rocks that have got the green stuff on them are the ones they've not treated and they've replaced, and the other ones are the ones that are.
More of them on there as well since they did that, but probably it's become damaged again since they've done that to it, I'd imagine.
Right, let's get to that circle.
Yeah, let's go see a circle. Come on about a circle.
There it is. Ah, this is the bathhouse. I thought they'd have one of these here somewhere. Roman forts were usually provided with bathhouses built but often soldiers might use the facility. What? How often? Roman forts were usually provided with bathhouses, but how often soldiers might use the facility is not known. Sweating in hot rooms allowed dirt to come to the surface of the skin from where it could be scraped off, and then the cold plunge closed the pores. Bathhouses were normally located outside the fort. The main range of the bathhouse consists of 3 adjoining rooms: frigarium, the cold room; tepidarium, the warm room; and coldarium, the hot room. That's all pretty cool, isn't it? So it's like cauldron, tepid, fridge. The lactonicum, the circular building over there. Closed by was a type of sauna. Heat was provided by 2 furnaces located to the southwest of the cauldarium and to the east of the laconicum. The passage on the east side of that word is usually the flue connecting it to the furnace, to its furnace.
Baths.
Sweaty bathhouse. So this is where they scrape the muck off, and this would be the sauna, and I guess they would be connected somehow. One's the tepid one, one's the warm, the other one, the cold one. Cold, tepid, hot, I guess. And then the sauna.
Pretty warm room. Pretty hot room.
There we go. Hardknott Roman fort.